Well, people trip out about the feet.
Yeah. What's up, Leanne?
Hi.
Hi, Leanne. Are you wearing socks? Because our audience gets really upset if you're not wearing socks.
I do have socks on. I've got tie-dye socks on, which I can try and lift my leg high enough to show you, but it would be really hard.
Wanna make that paper, wanna make that dough. This is the affiliate marketing show. Wanna make that paper, wanna make that dough. This is the
What's up, everybody? This is Josh coming to you with another episode of the Affiliate Marketing Show. Please be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest affiliate marketing news, tips, and trends. Per usual, I'm Josh from OfferVault.com, the industry's largest aggregator of all things affiliate marketing. That includes affiliate networks, direct to advertisers, affiliate offers, their affiliate programs, and advertising networks, and more. We got you covered in the affiliate game. We're your one-stop shop. A big shout out goes to our sponsor this week, Max Bounty. And at the request of my co-host last week, today's read will be in the style of a alien super affiliate visiting from outer space.
Sorry, everyone. It's my bad.
All right, here we go. Greetings, fellow Earthlings. This is your extraterrestrial ally, hailing from the far reaches of the cosmos, here to share a message from our cosmic collaborators at Max Bounty. Ah, behold, Max Bounty, proudly marking 2 decades of dominance as the premier CPA network across your planetary sphere. 20 orbits around your sun and still shining brighter than a supernova. Imagine this, Max Bounty, the trailblazer of the stars, soaring high as the first network to ascend to the celestial throne, ranked numero uno by both OfferVault and MThink in the cosmic year of 2024, a feat unparalleled in your terrestrial history. Delve into the cosmic realms of Max Bounty's top verticals, where financial, insurance, market research, and e-commerce converge like constellations in the galactic tapestry. A universe of opportunity awaits those who dare to explore. But wait, there's more. Our cosmic overlords at Max Bounty have launched a celestial spectacle known as the Beat Your Best promotion throughout the month of April. Affiliates, prepare your cosmic vessels, for each improvement in your performance yields celestial bonuses beyond your wildest dreams. We're almost done, I promise. And behold, the cosmic treasures bestowed upon affiliates through Max Bounty's owned and operated campaigns. Millions upon millions of credits transferred to the coffers of our esteemed affiliates, a testament to the boundless riches of our interstellar partnership. So, fellow beings of Earth, heed the call of the cosmos. Join forces with Max Bounty, where the boundaries of possibility are as vast as the universe itself. Together, let us journey to the stars and beyond. We also have Mr. Pay-Per-Call Adam Young, as well as the industry legend Harrison Gevirtz, and our special guest today, Leanne Johnstone, founder of Affiverse, an agency, media, event, and training business that helps publishers, suppliers, networks, agencies, and affiliate marketers connect, learn, and grow together. She's also the host of the Affiliate Marketing Podcast, not to be confused with the Affiliate Marketing Show, which you are currently watching, but definitely check out her podcast. She's got great content on there as well as a future episode with yours truly coming out soon. What's up, Leanne? How are we doing today?
Hello, hello, hello. This is an awesome introduction to a podcast.
It's
Probably the most awesome
a lot.
introduction to a podcast I've ever been on. So thank you
it's
so
a
much for
lot.
having me on.
How did Josh do on your podcast, Leanne? Like, are you scrapping it? Let's be real.
No, he was super awesome. There's some gems in
Oh,
there, I
wow.
think.
Okay,
So I'm really
I'm
looking forward
surprised.
to releasing that. I think we jammed quite well.
Yeah, we jammed super
Yeah, I'm
well. By the
surprised
way,
too, because honestly, that space alien shit was probably the worst intro
I
sponsorship
have
I've
to
ever
take
seen.
ownership. I'm a big advocate for accountability, and I'm gonna
Take
take this.
accountability.
I apologize to apologize to the listeners, to you, Leanne, to Josh, to Matt,
no, the
the good boy at
listeners.
Max Bounty, who finally, I have a big update for the, this is like a news sound effect. I have been followed on Instagram for him. He wanted me to give this to you, Adam, because you keep saying you won't wear it.
No.
No, I tried, Matt. So here's the thing: first person that's a size medium that messages me on Instagram, I will send this just $4.95 shipping. I'm just kidding, no shipping. But anyone who wants this hoodie, first person to message me, It's yours. Please be in America. Don't crust me on shipping.
But hold on a second here. Matt also followed me on Instagram, which
We're
I
like famous
appreciate.
now, dude.
Yeah,
This is
I
a
mean,
big
now
deal.
that he's followed
We
me,
made
I
it.
feel so personally whole. And so let me redo that intro. Like, look, here's the deal. Harrison and I have been in the industry for over 20 years. We've been responsible for hundreds of millions of dollars of commissions in the affiliate space. Our software that we own tracks billions of dollars in the space. And it's kind of hard to find somebody in the industry that doesn't do business with us or hasn't done business with us. And so a personal shout out goes to Max Bounty. They're an incredible company. I know they've paid out hundreds of millions of dollars in commissions to affiliates. And so genuinely, if I went back to affiliate marketing,
I'd work with
Matt
these guys.
McAvoy would be one of the first phone calls I would make.
If he answers.
If
based
he
on his
answers,
Instagram.
and I say that even though he doesn't pay us enough money to get me to wear a hoodie. So, I mean, that's a real personal review. Also, shout out to our fans that hate that I don't wear socks. I'm going to put them on right now.
Dude, you got to do that with Ringba socks next time.
Yeah, I'm
pretty
going to
disappointed.
Pilates afterwards. Okay, Josh, I'm done harassing you. We can move on.
All right, Leanne, now that we've gotten all the
House cleaning,
the house cleaning done, that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Doors.
Leanne, you've been doing a lot of stuff in this industry for a long time, which I learned talking to you on your podcast, and which I'd love for you to fill us in again and our viewers about. I think a really good question to start off with is one you provided me with, and it's how to launch a successful affiliate program for your business. You know, there's so many businesses out there who are not yet in the affiliate space, who I'm sure want to be. They know about it. They know how beneficial it can be to have a program like that set up. So when you're kind of a business who knows nothing about launching an affiliate program, what are some of the first steps to take in order to do it the right way?
It's a great question to start off with, and thanks very much for asking it. I think there is a lot of companies that aren't leveraging the power of performance in affiliate marketing purely because they don't understand it, because it's kind of been a bit of a club, a secret club. Like you kind of land into affiliate marketing by accident, and then you start working in the industry and you start learning everything on the fly as you go along. And nothing's really actually written down in our space, which is part of the reason why I started OfferVault, was just to collect information and collect an understanding of what is actually happening in the affiliate marketing industry. So I guess the first place to start is to actually look at where you are in your kind of business journey, because affiliate it's not for the faint of heart, but it is for people that want to go deep and actually work with referring partners to grow their sales and their revenue, depending on what industry they're in. And there's multiple different types of affiliate now. So it gets kind of complex, because you can be working with an influencer who is working on a performance basis. You could be working on a blogger who's writing content and reviews and pay them on a performance basis. And you could be working with, a PPC affiliate or a paid media advertiser who's purchasing media and selling it to you at a marked up cost. So it does become a little bit complex. And the first thing that you need to ask yourself, in my opinion, is what is your why? Why do you actually want to enter into the affiliate space? And what is it that you want all of these referring partners to do for you? And once you've figured that out, and you realize that, you may be exhausting all of the channels that you have direct to consumer, and you want to actually start working with a multitude of different affiliates, you maybe want to go into localized markets where you don't have expertise already, and you can leverage affiliates that are on the ground in those regions to start for you. The next thing is to understand how to actually set up the affiliate program, because there are so many ways. Like in the old days, you went to one of the big 5 networks, you launched a program, and that was pretty much it. But now there's hundreds of SaaS solutions, hundreds of networks that you can launch on, Max Bounty being one of them. And lots of different places where you can kind of house your affiliate program. And so making sure that you're finding the right fit from a technology perspective, and also from access to publishers and partners, especially if you're starting out, is really, really important when you want to begin, because otherwise you could be churning your wheels, doing, all the wrong things, taking a very long time to get going. And many people spin out of it because they just don't get it right, because they don't know how to do it. So I guess in three words or less, because I don't want to harp on too long, it's figure out your why. What is it that attracts you to opening up an affiliate program, and is now the right time to do it in your business? Find the right tools and tech and partnerships to actually help you get leveraged, and maybe ask an expert if you don't really know how to start a program properly, because otherwise you could be spending a lot of money, getting very little return, and not actually doing it properly. It's really become a very skillful task to launch an affiliate program and actually get it running successfully for your business.
You know, back in the day, Leanne, I had an e-commerce company. This is over 15 years ago. And I was an affiliate at the time as well, but I had never run an affiliate program, which is kind of interesting. I didn't think it would be nearly as complicated as it was. It might have been about 18 years ago. I was literally in my parents' basement at the time. And I just thought, let me go to a couple networks. I'll go to Rakuten's Linkshare at the time, and get an account with them and start running. And even back then, the first thing that happened was the affiliates that were referred into these programs tried to defraud my advertisement, use gift cards to buy things.
Were coupon sites an issue at the time?
Coupon sites were an issue even all the way back then. And so, like, I think your advice is fantastic. And I think to add to it, if it's in the budget, hire someone who has already done or run an affiliate program. Because even as an affiliate at that point, I had been doing it, I think, for about 2 years, I couldn't see all the pitfalls of running a program like this. And I know a lot's changed over the years, but still, like, if you're going to invest in the software and working with the network and doing all these things, to hire a professional to help you with it that already has experience will probably save someone more money and time than the actual cost of the professional.
I'll take the other side of that. When I was a new affiliate, you know, I can think of I'll give a real example. There was a lead gen offer for timeshares, Costa Rica timeshares. And they were paying like $16 for like 4 fields of information. And I apologize, I took advantage of that and sent them garbage. And it was, I was 15 years old, but clearly this was someone that had a small operation selling timeshares and learned about affiliate marketing and decided to buy leads, but they had no rules, no quality or parameters or KPIs. They just said, we're looking for traffic in the United States. And I delivered that.
Yeah. And the floodgates opened.
0 timeshares. I don't even think they got people on the phone. And I was eventually kicked off the offer and stuff. But simply put, if they had worked with someone that had experience in building offers and kind of managing affiliate programs, I would have never gotten paid or gotten my hands on the offer in the first place. And that's really what should have happened. And I'm sure it happens with tons of e-commerce stores.
Oh, of course.
I think now, like, the large kind of like per sale or e-commerce type affiliate networks, the CJs of the world, they do have some fraud protection measures, and they do spend a lot of time verifying and vetting affiliates. So it's like a little better. But if you're a brand new e-commerce store, and you don't have any online marketing background, like, you're definitely putting yourself out there in a way that could be risky if you don't know what you're doing. And there's a lot of moving parts.
I remember that offer you're talking about. I also ran it.
Hell yeah. I had it from like 8 different affiliate networks.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I mean, affiliates are some of the cleverest humans I've ever had the pleasure to meet, and I've been working with them for 20 years. Okay. And affiliates run the internet. Like, that is the God's honest truth. Like, I went to a show a couple of months ago, and I met some incredibly wickedly smart people. And I just thought, my side of the fence, where I've been curating and strategizing the management of these thousands of affiliates in programs across multiple countries and, different geos and everything else. Like, I know nothing compared to what these affiliates do in a day. And, you have to be savvy with your strategy, and you have to know what that why is. Why are you working with these partners? What is it that you want them to bring and do for your business? And you have to get really laser focused on what the KPIs are, because affiliates can have multiple different like sources for you. They can help you with brand reach. They can get you into localized markets. They can put you in front of customers that you can't reach with your own brand advertising. There's so many different reasons why you should be running an affiliate program, not to mention the fact that it's cost efficient compared to many other direct to consumer acquisition channels. But if you don't have the strategy, it's like, if you don't know how to drive a, $2 million car, you might as well be driving a jalopy, because you can have the best car in the neighborhood and still not win the race if you don't know how to drive. And that's pretty much how I kind of pull the strategy part of affiliate programs together.
Well, I see. I've learned over the years, what to do, not to do, how the industry works, all those things through experience. Like you said, we're just thrown into the mix. I mean, Harrison and I literally started as children in the industry. Like, I was in my parents' basement in Michigan. He was in his parents' house in Santa Barbara. And like, no one was telling us what we can or cannot do. We had no idea like how a lot of these things worked when we got started. And so I think from the merchant's perspective, what they don't do a good enough job of in almost all circumstances is clearly defining what is okay, not okay, what they're looking for. And
what they're looking for is the key. What is something that we've done with merchants when we were marketers? We'd say, how do you make money?
Yeah.
Like, how does this thing work? Show me under the hood. And sometimes they'd be like, just get us leads. Like, we don't want to tell you that. We're, secretive. You're going to copy us, whatever. And it would take us like multiple calls or dinners at trade shows. Like, look, we want this to work for the long run. We're not looking to, Costa Rica like that, Costa Rica and run a couple grand of leads and get shut off. Like, we want to run this for years. How do you make money? There were times actually where we learned how people's back end worked, how they made money, and we negotiated like a lower CPA, but a rev share.
Yeah.
So we had some upsides. So now our interests are aligned, and most advertisers, they just get secretive about it. They don't want me to know that maybe they're breaking even on the product they're selling the consumer, but they want renewals, or there's a, like it's a razor product and you got to get the razor in the future, for shaving or whatever. Like, they just don't want to tell you. But if you're if you're an e-commerce advertiser and you're going to work with marketers, give us some information. It'll really help the entire
I totally hear you, and the mind boggles, because 20 years in, we're still having the same conversations about lack of transparency, lack of, like it just like, it's like, when are we going to grow up and learn? And
transparency is not only for the affiliate, it's for the advertiser
too. I mean, there's still clients that we work with that don't want to even allow like pixels to fire on the page so that affiliates can optimize campaigns. I mean, we're like in the dark ages still, but what the industry is going to realize is that it can't do without affiliates, because they just simply can't reach the masses like affiliates can at the price point that they do. And so as data becomes more transparent, as transactions become more real time, because there's still programs that upload a day behind. Like in the gaming industry, you've got like
weeks,
daily batch file uploads and stuff.
Yeah,
and
Leanne, and pay-per-call. Like,
I
don't think pay-per-call's your bag. But we literally deal with customers that are coming to us and are like, we get our dispositions 2 weeks later on phone calls. And I'm like, how do you tweak your marketing or deal with an issue 2 weeks or 4 weeks later? It just doesn't work.
They just eat it.
Yeah, they just eat it.
Think about how much more profitable those advertisers' businesses would be if they had that data in real time.
The last time this conversation is really interesting to me. So the last time someone actually pitched Harrison and I on running traffic was after we founded Ringba. And Harrison and I don't run traffic anymore. We did for over a decade, maybe close to 15 years. And we were at Affiliate Summit West, and a guy who owns a concealed carry offer came up to us and described his offer.
The insurance guy.
The insurance guy, Dan Schiff, God rest his soul, worked for us and introduced us. He was friends. And we didn't really even want to have the conversation. We weren't really interested. But he pitched us, and I loved the product. I loved the marketing around it. And then I came back to him and I said, look, I want to know every step of the way how your business functions, how you quantify your LTV, all of the details around your back-end KPIs. He got really freaked out about this. And then I said, also, we're unwilling to run it unless you give us a rev share in perpetuity on the clients, not an upfront CPA. And the advertiser was so adverse to what we were asking for. He was just like, no, I have
shut down.
Yeah, I have affiliates that are doing it on CPA.
He thought you were gonna go build a gun insurance offer. Like,
Well,
crazy.
even beyond that, like he just didn't want to give us a rev share. And I said to him, I said, look, if you don't give us a rev share, we're not coming out of retirement.
The CPA wasn't exciting.
No.
We wanted long-term money.
But also, I'm older now. I'm not a kid in my parents' basement. I'm turning 40 next week. Then I was probably 36. And I just said to the guy, I was like, look, if you're not willing to give us a rev share in perpetuity, our interests are not aligned. I don't care about your business if it's a CPA. If it's a rev share, we hold all the risk and we'll never do
And we
anything.
have to deliver.
Yeah, that's a problem. We have to deliver. So if you want us to come do work, which we haven't done in years, right? Like we own a software company and other businesses now, like we'll do it, but we have to align those interests. And the advertiser wouldn't do it. And the crazy thing is I think we could have probably run maybe $10 million a year worth of traffic on the offer.
So can I tell you why that happens from my
Yeah.
perspective? Because I'm on the other side of the coin. I can tell you why that happens. It's because advertisers don't see affiliates as partners. They see them as traffic suppliers. They're a supplier. You treat a supplier differently to how you treat a business partner.
True.
And if they changed that mindset and thought a little bit about, well, this affiliate's trying to invest upfront to promote my product whilst they are building their own business, and they want to have regular income for a long period of time so they can hire staff, implement systems, get better at what they do, and all of that stuff's going to help me. If they just turned that mindset off of thinking of partners as being suppliers and actually started treating them as business partners, then that whole conversation would change. It's like the way that I think about it and how we run programs is we want affiliates to be like an extension of our own staff. So when you start at a new job on a new day and you welcome into the company, that first touch experience that you get as an employee with a nice little gift box on your desk going, welcome to OfferVault, or whatever company it is that you're working at. I just see OfferVault in the screen here. And there's a nice lanyard and you've got a brand new computer and you've got all the information. Somebody buddies up with you for the day and they take you around the office and show you where the toilets are and the kitchen is. And like, it's a really great experience. You go, wow, I'm working for a great place. Imagine if you did that for your affiliates too.
Yeah.
Like, it would totally change the starting point of the conversation. Instead of having the conversations that Harrison mentioned, which is like, I need to know your LTV. I need to have some data transparency. You're giving that all up front and going, yes, welcome to our team, welcome to our club, welcome to our extension of our staff complement. We want you to work as if you are a part of us. And it's the clients that have that attitude, and I swear to God, I've managed hundreds of affiliate programs in my 20-year history. The clients that have that open, embracing attitude and just want to do good work with none of the complicated bullshit that comes with it. And excuse my profanity, but you said it was allowed.
It's encouraged.
Oh, please.
I can see the difference that it makes in even a short period of 6 months of managing their program, when they are open to building relationships, inviting partners in, collaborating so that the greater good can be met, all within reason, never without any one party having more than the other party is willing to give. Like, it's never an unfair advantage. There shouldn't be an unfair advantage in a performance-based relationship. It makes such a huge difference. And I think that's a mindset that people need to think about. If they're listening to this podcast, they need to really adjust their attitude, I think.
Well, the reality is, just like in business or in dating, you always want the person that doesn't need you. And if you want the best affiliate, they don't need you. Just like Harrison and I didn't need the concealed carry thing, right? Like, we're not thinking about that. If you want our mind share, we need to be your partner. We need LTV. And you're right. We would have probably put up $50,000 or $100,000 to kick off that campaign without breaking a sweat. We would have cracked it. We would have ran it. But if you want the affiliate that's like, hey, I'm doing really well, or I don't need more partners, or, the people who can actually change the outcome of your business do not need you. And I think that's something that people really need to internalize. We're hiring at our software company, Ringba, right now for a few roles. And every single person for the roles that I'm personally recruiting for right now, the ones we want don't need us, have no business coming and working for us, right? Like I have to
Mm.
convince them on so many different
Mm.
levels. Like the best talent in the world has unlimited options
Limited opportunities.
and unlimited opportunities. They don't need to work for you. And so in an affiliate perspective, like if you want the best affiliates who communicate well, who aren't shady, who do a great job and do all the legwork and put up all the money, you have to incentivize them in such a way that is better than what they're currently working on. And those are the real relationships that you want to find. And so, I mean, I'm grateful that you're out there pushing this type of mindset. But for merchants, like if someone were to try and convince Harrison and I to come run a program or run traffic for them today, like what do we care about a CPA offer? Like I'll trade you traffic for equity, right? Like how else are you going to get us to do something like that? But if you did, you know, maybe you go from 5 to 50 million ARR in 24 months, right? Like the upside and the outcome of this mindset is one that gets you a 10x return over, you know, some random affiliates.
Sure. The other thing that you mentioned there is, I mean, I don't know the numbers, but I'm sure there's hundreds of thousands of small affiliate programs or even big affiliate programs.
Yeah.
And there's only a finite amount of traffic. And the main mindset that I'm trying to change with people over here on this side of the pond is just because you build an affiliate program doesn't mean anybody's going to want to come and work with you. Like they don't care. There's 10,000 other
great point.
programs that they can choose from. So what are you doing to stand out from the crowd to build this program for your business? And how are you investing to actually get these affiliates interested in you? Because most advertisers don't even market their affiliate program. You can't even find the link to sign up to the program if you're interested in the product. Like so many times, the first thing that I check on a client's site is how the hell does an affiliate find the sign up button?
It's a great point you made, a huge misconception. And I'm sure like I'm trying to think of an example, but like I've been like at a dinner with my mom and some friends. And then like the lady at dinner owns like a small business, like a plant shop in in Arizona. And my mom's like, Harrison does affiliate marketing. And I'm like, Mom, it's been a few years. And then the woman's like, well, I have an affiliate program. I didn't get any sales. And I'm like, you sell bouquets in Tucson, Arizona. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know any Tucson flower affiliates. Like, good luck. And it's really true that people think, oh, I'm going to have an affiliate program and tomorrow I'm going to go from 3 sales
I'm going to be rich.
12,000.
We call those the Lambo guys. The Lambo guys that tell you that you're going to start an affiliate program and all
There's
of a
the
sudden
Lambo guys
rich
on the
overnight.
affiliate side too, and they tell you that they did $300,000 in volume yesterday, but they did $4
in commission. Yeah.
By the way,
There
if
is a
you have
lot.
an affiliate program and you want to find affiliates, OfferVault happens to be the largest community of affiliates on the internet where you can simply put your offers and affiliates can find them.
I feel kind of bad, but I told the flower lady to go use
Yeah,
OfferVault.
I mean,
she didn't do it, but I
she's
told
not
her to give
gonna
us
do it.
money. I tried.
But to your point, Leanne, like the rule number one of affiliate marketing, and I don't think that merchants are aware of this, is the people that are willing and can pay the most money for the traffic win it. And so if you can pay $10 CPM or $10 per click for the traffic, and I can pay $15 CPM or $15 per click for the traffic, I get to buy it all because it's an auction. And so if they're not providing resources and not optimizing their campaigns and not teaching affiliates what to do and providing additional value, someone out there that is winning all the traffic and the affiliates' attention. And I don't think most merchants are aware of this.
No, they're not. And they think the other misconception, and sorry, I know you asked one question, but we've kind of gone on a tangent here about how to launch a program successfully. But the other thing that commonly happens with programs is they just discount the affiliates that aren't sending volume because they think, that affiliate doesn't have any volume. And that's not true because that affiliate might be marketing 3 or 4 other brands that are similar to you. It just hasn't got around to testing your offer yet. And so you're just ignoring that affiliate, ignoring them and not actually talking to them and engaging with them and discovering how you could be working with them because you're spending all of your time with the kind of big guys at the top, which you shouldn't be spending your time with because you're paying them to deliver. Hopefully, you're paying them that $15, CPM or whatever it was that you said earlier, and that should be enough to get them to kind of deliver and do what they're doing. You don't then need to be relationship managing them too, or over relationship managing them. Your time as an affiliate manager needs to be spent across the entire funnel of all of the affiliates coming into your program for it to be
It's funny you
effective.
say that because back in the day, Harrison had an affiliate network, and one of the things that was really innovative that they did, and this is going to sound silly, I mean no disrespect, but they sent emails out about offers teaching affiliates very simple things like, hey guys, these type of traffic sources work on this offer. This is where you can go to see, how
You can
these
find
things are
some of these
working.
on archive.org
Yeah,
or whatever if you go to
exactly.
ewanetwork.com. Some of those guides, but it was like, and this, you're not going to use this and make money today for
No.
sure, because it's like dating offers, like Match.com isn't buying CPA traffic anymore. But we gave step-by-step instructions, even examples of creatives for like dating offers, like mobile ringtone offers, various lead gen offers, and like Ryan and I would actually spend money, run traffic to these offers,
Mm-hmm.
figure it out. Some of these were offers we had never ran before, and then write the guide, give it away, and turn off our traffic because we wanted the affiliates to do it. I don't think people do that anymore.
I never really saw, well, it's not anymore. I never really saw anyone else do something like that. And it was a simple concept, right? Like train people and do it. And I think
I thought you were going to say we sponsored parties with Jello
no,
Wrestling, but we did that too.
I didn't want to bring up the Jello wrestling, but that was great. That was great.
You ain't seen nothing yet because I come from the gambling industry and there
Oh
was some
boy.
parties.
I've been to the ICE trade show once.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
I just
yeah.
have to say, like, affiliate marketing, non-gaming world, we really have to step it up. You could put the last 20
No,
affiliate
nothing.
summits in one ICE show
Yeah.
floor, and they'd still have space.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so big.
It's huge.
But my point here is like if a merchant is able to take some of their own marketing and some of their own learning experience and show like, hey, we tested this, it did not work. We tested this, it didn't work. We tested this, it did. Here's why. Like, here's some channels that are successful for our internal media team. Like I think a lot of them are concerned about giving away their strategies and tactics to the affiliates. But the reality is like if I were to run any type of offer today, I'm out of practice, right? The first thing I would be asking is like, show me everything you screwed up. Show me every way it didn't work. Then show me every way it's currently working. Because to your point, affiliates are extremely intelligent, very clever. And if you feed that information into their brains, they'll go and create something from it.
Actually, as you've been saying that, I just think affiliates are like AI. The more information you give them, the more they learn, the more they can improve. Like it's really simple.
We're machine learning people. Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And so some of my best campaigns were like that. I had good relationships with the advertisers. I've spoken about my education campaigns before on this show, and I just had a really great relationship with Steve. Also, rest in peace. That's 2 in 1 show. I think that's a record. Shout out to my boys. They would laugh at that, even though they're no longer with us. But like we had I had a great relationship with them. Harrison did business with them too, and they showed us. To your point, I went to their call center. They showed me their internal ads. They showed me how their call center operated. Like they showed me their tech. I got to see all this stuff. And like I actually came up with like tens of thousands of micro ad groups that I put in there and specific angles that ended up crushing it so consistently on the back end for them. They gave me the AOR for like 5 years on Google ads for their campaign. And
Well,
like,
think about it. I mean, if you don't have the context, you can't level up. You need the context
Exactly.
in order to level up.
It
And if they're
definitely
not-
takes, I don't know if it's like humility, but it takes being comfortable though to accept that if you own a brand, you're an e-commerce guy, you're running some search traffic and it's doing okay. But like to trust the affiliate and to show them what you're doing, you kind of have to put your pride down a bit because affiliates might do a better job than you. And to
And
accept
that's
that is
okay
also
because
not easy.
you're paying them on performance. Like that's the whole point.
We're
Affiliates
taking
need to
the
do
risk,
better than you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So to me, I've got no issues with that.
So what do you see going on right now in the space related to merchants and programs you're managing? Like, What do you think are some of the most interesting things that your customers,
at.
I guess we call them,
Yeah.
are doing, but like merchants are doing? Like, where's the evolution of the merchant program now?
Well, we're in a very interesting space because, the networks on the e-commerce side, like the big CJs and all of those guys, they've kind of held court and been the kind of staple points for many of these programs. But now I'm seeing a lot of really intuitive tools and tech and SaaS products coming into the market, which is enabling people to take a lot of their marketing in-house as well. So it's kind of like what happened in the gambling industry right in the beginning, where everybody took everything in-house and built their own tech stacks and everything else, and started like learning and doing things insularly. Whereas everybody in the e-commerce world kind of just left everything to 3 or 4 or 5 main platforms and a couple of sub networks and let them run with it. So people are wanting to take ownership because they want to control the narrative, and that's quite interesting to me, as to like where and how service providers are going to up their game to keep that business, because now there is opportunities and choice to take things in-house. And the second thing that's interesting to me is obviously all of this GDPR consent, TCP, everything that's going on both here in Europe and also in the US, dark patterns on the web, how people consent, all of that stuff is going to impact how we gather data. And the biggest thing for me, and I'm going to just have a little plug, and you're welcome to cut this out if you want to, but we're hosting an event in September in London to talk about all of this stuff, because as far as I can tell, performance marketers, they know how to work with affiliates, but they don't know how to do lead generation. And with cookies deprecating, and especially for smaller merchants and advertisers who wholly rely on things like paid Facebook ads and stuff to drive traffic to their website, they're going to have to level up and learn pretty fast and damn
It's time to
quick
adapt.
how to adapt their marketing strategies. And so what we're trying to do is bring everybody together in London in September to actually start talking about all of these things and to help these smaller merchants actually understand the impact, because we see it all over the news. Google's going to deprecate cookies in 2025, but nobody really understands what that means and what the knock-on effect is going to have. And so what we're trying to do on this side is just educate people and make sure that they are aware of how their marketing might need to change and what other channels and partners and platforms they might need to start implementing in order to continue to scale. So that's the kind of hot topics and points on my side. But I'm sure it's pretty similar to what's happening over there in the States too.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a post this morning actually on LinkedIn where someone was testing consent for
Mm.
pixels, and it killed the conversion rate by 80%.
Wow.
I think the pop-up, the little
That's
pop-up that
crazy.
was like, I consent, turns
Consent.
so many people off. And like in
Yeah.
Europe,
Creative.
I think it's a different thing. Like every single web page you go to asks you for permission 55 times. It's
Yeah. They have
obnoxious.
to.
It's not
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
a good consumer
No,
experience.
it's really
Not.
not.
It seemed like
It's-
it was well intentioned, but the execution of this globally is just, it's shitty for the customer. It's annoying.
Yeah, totally. And
And
there were
so I think,
talks of actually doing away with it and
oh, that's
changing
great.
the whole process. This is lobbying and being spoken about a million times, but there's a lot of work being done with the PMA, the Performance Marketing Association in the US, and also here in the UK, the APMA, especially in the affiliate space, to actually educate the regulators and actually say, like, this is actually the impact of what you're asking us to do, and this is how it's going to impact marketing and how it's going to impact the consumer, how it's going to impact advertisers. Because a lot of these regulations, they're great. They get picked on by politicians and lawyers and everything else, but there's no real understanding of what actually the cause and effect would be.
I was just gonna say, and I'm picking on the system as a whole, not one specific
Yeah.
side, but when the
No.
politicians are 100 years old, it's hard for them to understand how the privacy thing is
That's
gonna
very
work. Like,
ageist.
do they even have a
Yeah.
computer?
Well, I don't know if you've
I don't
seen
think it's like
US
that, but
populations. I'm just
yeah.
gonna go ahead and allow the ageism over here because I've seen them talk about technology. They
Our-
don't understand.
Our leadership doesn't get it. So the privacy stuff is well intentioned. We
Mhm.
know things have gone too far. Like, this is quite old, but the Cambridge Analytica stuff, et cetera. I
Yeah.
get it. I understand wanting to protect people's, privacy on the internet.
Privacy.
But
Yeah.
if you make it just annoying and not enjoyable, and I have to click consent things everywhere I go, it's just like,
But
come
not
on.
only that, I mean, in some industries like gaming in the UK, the regulation, and I know it's a regulated subject, it's a sensitive subject, but the in the code of conduct, you literally, if a client sees an offer like get 50% deposit bonus or something, within 3 clicks from seeing that banner, they have to have their account open and the bonus in their account. So imagine that, like so they've had to like streamline the entire like registration process, the onboarding process, and the like payment process to actually get that money into the client's account within 3 clicks. So it's forcing us to innovate a little bit because we have to change the way that we've always done things, but it also needs to be done within reason, I think, where the customer still gets a good user experience.
Well, I think it's funny that the whole purpose of this is like protecting consumer data. And if you think about this in the calls space, which is, where we primarily focus, once the pixel situation goes into play and a consumer has to consent to the Facebook pixel, it's going to murder conversion rate. So affiliates are going to remove the Facebook pixel from their website. And then what happens is the consumer's going to pick up the phone and call. We're going to take that caller ID, the actual PII, and API that back to Facebook to tie the call to a conversion instead of using the anonymized pixel data.
Well, here's
So
the other
that's gonna-
thing. I mean, here in Europe, pay-per-call is not as big as what it is in the US, to my knowledge. I mean, you guys are the pay-per-call experts, but I
it's
actually
billions
think,
a year here. It's nothing over
Yeah.
there compared to.
but wait for it because it soon might be. Because
Yeah.
how else are you going to
Especially with all
track
this
peeps?
stuff.
With all of this stuff happening. So really, you guys should be coming to London and being at this event and educating peeps because they need to learn. They need to know what's happening. And if they don't have forward-thinking, experienced digital teams in their business, they're going to lag behind and they might even like lose revenue. And that's the real kind of danger, is that they don't know what they don't know. And that's why I'm so passionate about this, is that we need to educate people and show them that there are other ways to do things, other ways to get first-party data, and really get them to explore. Because people have been lazy. It's easy to open up a Facebook ads account and start going. But is that the only way to reach a customer? No, because half the population isn't on Facebook anymore. They're on TikTok and other places.
Yeah. And lead gen, I mean, I don't know how familiar you are with what's happening in the United States, but lead generation is changing in a foundational way
Foundational
here,
way.
where it's one-to-one consent. And so all of the data broker business, all of that for actually dialing consumers is going to go away. And what's interesting is I know companies are talking about it. I'm on the board of our industry's lobby group for this, and I see people talking about it, but I don't think anyone is really understanding the impact and what's going to change around it, and how they need to adapt their business. A lot of the education is around like what the law is and what the changes are, but not the strategy of how to move their
There's no
business
sink or
forward.
swim strategy,
Well, I mean, there
Let's-
are a bunch of strategies. I mean,
but they're not talking about it.
yeah, but they're not talking about it. And so, I mean, I was talking to Harrison about this morning because I'm giving the keynote at a conference coming up here, and I'm going to talk about this, but not in the weeds of the regulations, but more so like anytime there's a major change in life or business or regulation or whatever it is, that needs to be looked at as a gift and an opportunity. Like, how can you learn about
pivot.
it, change your strategy, and move it forward?
We've talked about this over the years and on the pod. When there's huge regulatory changes to a vertical or a certain thing in the industry, there's those that just sit around and weep about it and try to stick to the old ways or find out ways to keep it like that, etc. And then there's those that move forward
That
and kind of
innovate.
build on that and innovate. And those are the ones that succeed. And regardless of what you're doing today, if there's something changing in what you're marketing or what you're working on regulation wise, use it as a time to put your head, pen to paper, figure out ways to do better than the rest. Because at that time, you have a competitive advantage if you're able to do so.
Now's
And
the
the
time to
future of this
innovate.
is all, does it benefit the consumer? And if the answer is yes, then it's the right thing to do. And if the answer is no, it's always been the wrong thing to do, but now it's getting more regulated. And so I think affiliates and merchants and all these people in general, they need to start asking, like, how do I provide the best consumer experience possible? Because that's going to be the key to growing businesses going forward into the future.
Well, that's another thing that's quite big here is hyper-personalization of offers, of communication, everything that you're doing to customers to kind of segment them and personalize and target based on customer interests. So instead of having a one-size-fits-all advertising program, we're now seeing brands here in Europe, like target this demographic group, this demographic group,
Hmm.
this demographic group, and really helping affiliates to kind of like niche down into those different segments. And I think that's cool because again, it's all about giving customer a really great customer experience, but it's also identifying on a more deeper level because the next generation of affiliate managers or should I say website users, they search and look for information differently to how we do in our 40s. Like we grew up with the internet. The internet started roughly when we were kind of like in our adult late teens, early adulthood. But the younger generation, and I mean, I only have to look at my own son. He's 11 years old, and he can find things on the internet way faster than what I can because he doesn't only look on Google. He uses YouTube as a search channel. He uses TikTok as a search channel. He uses ChatGPT. Like the way that he asks communities, he's in like WhatsApp groups with his friends and things, and he processes information differently and really relates to the internet differently. And I think advertisers aren't looking at that. They're not looking at how do we change the way that we communicate with our customer in a way and in the place where they are instead of where we want them to be. So this nearby, I don't know if you've heard about outbound, inbound, nearbound, and future bound. Like we need to be looking future bound now in terms of how do we actually change the way that we deliver our advertising and our content through our referral partners and lead generators and everybody else. To really reach customers in the place and time and format that they want to receive that message in.
I think it takes a lot of humility to go through that process. I am taking a lot of humble pills right now. I know we've talked about it on the show a bunch, Leanne, but I just wrote this book, The Paper Call Revolution, and I'm running ads for the first time in a long time. And I went and did whatever anyone else would do. I did a lot of DD and went through the Facebook ad library and Google ads and looked at hundreds of book ads and people who used to run them, people who run them now, and trying to figure out like what works and what doesn't work. And what really surprised me about that process is, and I'll just use specifics, the book ads that I saw that I thought were working, that like people were doing really well with, were just pictures of the books and various areas and very simple advertisements. And I was like, is that really how easy it is? And so we took thousands of photos, like we are chewing through thousands of ads. I think we have like 1,000 in queue we're working on, but we've like actually tested about 800 or close to 1,000 now. And that's something that as an affiliate, like is in my soul. It's do the
Yes, in
work,
your
right?
DNA. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we tested it so many different ways and the CPAs were really bad. And I was like, this is not how this is going to work going forward. And so I enlisted some people and hired a few people, and then we went out and we really tried to make much more geared towards like TikTok content, fast moving content, grabby ads, all sorts of different stories and how do you appeal to people and different text color, you name it, right? Like we have like a team of content people doing it. And what I found is actually that the opposite of what people are doing is what's actually working. And so I don't think any of those people are actually having successful campaigns in the way I thought they were. I think they're just burning cash and not actually tracking anything, because what we found is just like literally the absolute opposite. And my point here is your point. I just had to swallow my pride in such a big way. I thought like, yeah, I can predict which ads are going to work. I know how it's going to work. I see this and I assimilated the data, and I was
I think we've done
completely
it.
wrong.
We've done this throughout our career. I can think of back when we were buying traffic where we have like a really cool looking landing page. We're like, this thing's sick. Like I have an idea. I'm like walking in circles, talking to Adam and designers. And then like the other page is like, looks like, we notepad, text, like text. It's just like Windows 95. And then we're like, we made 35% of our money with the shitty page, and we lost 60% on the Picasso.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Damn.
like I have quite a lot of followers on LinkedIn, and I curate my content like everybody else, right? There's things I want to talk about, and there's themes and all the rest of it. But the best message or the best organic reach that I ever had, and I'm a little bit ashamed to say this, but because we're in a casual environment, I will share it and not be very, politically correct. I went to an awards evening and I won an award, and obviously I stayed out until the bitter end, and then I had to catch a flight at the early morning, like the red-eye flight from Amsterdam back to London. The best post that I've ever had on any of my channels is me, half cut, absolutely hanging from the night before, with a cup of coffee in my hand, literally sleeping on a table next to my friend who had also been at the awards and was also on the red eye flight. And we were both like, this is a rookie error. And we posted a message of us looking absolutely hammered, like really like trashed, okay, waiting for our flight to go back to London. And we said, like, this is affiliate life. You travel to amazing places, but like you're up at 6 a.m. in the morning. And we must have had about 60,000 views on that, like organic with it. And by the time I got off the flight in Amsterdam, like in London, I was like, this blew up. And it was like nothing related to anything that I talk about, my business, nothing. It was just about me.
I love that.
And people love people. And people will remember how you make them feel and not what you say and do. And so, yeah, sometimes the craziest stuff works and you just have no reason why, but it resonates with people.
Leanne, I typically don't talk a lot on this podcast, but I
can
usually
see that.
talk more. No, I usually talk more
Who's
than this.
that?
Yeah,
Sorry, we just kind of left you there.
No,
Little
honestly, I
ChatGPT.
think
That one question landed up being like the whole
I
podcast.
think part of being a
Sorry.
good host is knowing when to step back and let the professionals go to work. I'm kind of just listening to you guys, super entertained myself. Just ask one more question here before we let you get out of here. What are some of the biggest myths that you typically see in the affiliate marketing space that not a lot of people talk about? I'm sure there's a lot of myths everybody knows about, but what are the ones that people usually don't talk about much?
We kind of covered one of them here. I'm going to build an affiliate program and I'm going to be rich because everybody's going to want to join my affiliate program. No, that doesn't happen. That, the build it and they'll come methodology just doesn't work in affiliate marketing because it is so competitive. So you best be having a plan about what you're going to do after you launch that program, because the launching is just the first step. The second thing is that affiliates are is filled with fraud. So is paid advertising, so is SEO, clickbait, all of that other stuff. There is fraud everywhere on the internet, but you need to be savvy to it and you need to be strategically working to weed those partners out, because there are loopholes in affiliate marketing, but that's why you need an expert to actually navigate through that. People that have felt the burn, who know what to expect, know how things can be circled around or come at from behind, and can help you actually navigate all of those things. So I think it's important that you have the right people backing you when you come into this space, that you know how to actually leverage it. It's like you wouldn't get into a car and drive it if you didn't do your driver's license. So work with a professional. And I think the last myth is that it's easy. It really isn't easy to run an affiliate program, and it does take a lot of skill. And it does mean finding resources that can build those relationships, because it isn't fast either. It's not easy and it's not fast. Building solid relationships with other humans actually takes time. And some of the businesses that you work with will be huge corporations and big media companies, but a lot of the affiliates that you're working with are small entrepreneurs who've got maybe 5 to 10 people and some contractors that they're hiring. So it isn't easy and it isn't fast to build relationships with people. It does take time and it does take a lot of patience, because you are going to try things that don't work and you are going to have to reiterate and retry again. And that's actually part of the fun part of working in affiliate, is that you have to be comfortable with failing. And affiliates they're comfortable with failure and risk, and you need to leverage that into your program.
Well, Leanne, thank you for joining the Affiliate Marketing Show. Big shout out to our sponsor, Max Bounty. For myself, Josh from OfferVault, Mr. Paper Call, Adam Young, the industry legend Harrison Gevirtz, as well as the founder of Affiverse and the host of the Affiliate Marketing Podcast, Leanne Johnstone. Let's make that paper. Let's make that dough. This was the Affiliate Marketing Show. We will see you next time.
Marketing